streaming right now. So things are happening. Okay, wait, am I talking at a normal volume? Okay, I think if I just move this up a bit, maybe that'll be better. Oops. Okay, there we go. Let's move that to here. And we can get out of Discord. And we can get out of Twitch.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Drips 8-3. Well then. Thanks for the follow, but what? Oh wait, I'm not. Oh, that stops it from joining. I forgot that I had that. Okay, that's a bot. I know it's a bot because nobody comes in giving that advertisement out first things first. Like, yeah, it's immediately a bot. Yeah, I've noticed that there have been people that have probably been following, but I just didn't notice it because I had the alerts like muted for some reason. I don't remember why. Okay, so what I could do is okay, I need to go and I need to get more I need to go get more more body armor. As I was doing that, I was like, I swear I could easily just yeah. I'm gonna get the money out of here. It's going to fill back up. Okay, and so what's gonna happen is we are gonna go to we're gonna see which ones we need to fill up more. Then we're gonna go into stash house. From what I remember, we should be filled up on most of it. We should be filled up on most of it. Yeah, we're filled up on everything except for the cash factory. So let's go and get let's go and get let's go and what's it called? What? Can I get into this? Okay, yeah, first things first, let me put this here. I think another reason that a lot of people probably don't get in here is probably because like they see a bot and immediately are thinking, oh, this guy's using bots. I'm not using bots. Twitch just decides to do this. Honestly, I don't think I'm liking the bots anymore. I can just start banning them. Maybe. I'm still trying to get to affiliate, though. I'm still trying to get to affiliate. Okay. So let's get over to...
Hello? Hello? Who is this?
You want to know something? A long time ago, when I was a kid, I didn't know how to use the phone. I didn't know how to use the phone. And
organic fertilizer.
I am... And so...
Voy a llamar a la policía.
Oh, fucking liberal!
No, actually. And so so what I did was I snuck into the office where my dad was working, and we weren't really allowed in there. So what I did was I just snuck in there. There was the home phone in there, and I just went on there and just pressed like a whole bunch of different random numbers. And what happened was that somebody actually answered. I didn't know that someone would actually answer. I thought that I was pressing like a dud number. But somebody actually answered. Turns out it was an actual phone number. What the phone number was, I don't remember. But they were like, hello, hello, but it was in a different language. But I can still tell that they were like talking, but they were still saying hello, and I was like, shit, I don't think I should answer. And I didn't answer, and they just hung up. And sometimes I think about that. Sometimes I think about that, and I'm like, oh. I'm like,
You know,
huh.
I thought this town would have more weird
I wonder what that person
Whatever.
thought. Sometimes I think that. You know, there's a gun store near where I live that honestly, anytime I go in there, it honestly feels like I'm walking to the GTA gun store. I mean, it doesn't have the same. It has more weapons in there than it does in here, but it honestly, like, it feels like that. Okay, stash house time. Stash house. Oh, it's right here. Right next to the shoe store. Now I know what that really is, but however, because YouTube doesn't like things, so that's why I just say shoe store. So I'm just calling it shoe store because YouTube doesn't like that. Which is weird considering the fact that I will say like really dumb shit on here, and YouTube's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But then I'll say like the actual word for that, and they'll be like, actually, you can't say that. That's horrible. And I'm like, really? Really? So you're telling me that I can say all of this, which is arguably worse than what I just said, but you are going to be like, no, sorry. Which is also another thing that's also, like, another thing that, like, I find wrong with cancel culture. Because, like, you'll, something, like, really bad will happen. And they'll be like, okay, that person got murdered. Yeah, it's fine. People die every day. But then someone's like, oh, hi, how are you doing? And they're like, that's offensive! Okay, I think we all know what's going on, so let's just skip to you.
Fucking asshole!
Okay. Now where is the note? That's over here. $28.11.97. Gotcha. $28. 11. 97. All right. You know something that actually I want to bring up something that I haven't really thought about, but it just came up because I saw the trailer for Toy Story 5, and there's a certain point in it where like they're making fun of Woody's bald spot, and I'm like, this is not new. This was kind of like addressed in this was shown in the second movie.
Go in hard!
Like this was addressed in the second movie. Like it's not talked about. However, it was shown, and it just shows like the guy. Like if you ever have seen Toy Story 2, the second Toy Story, where Woody is getting like an entire like makeover thing, where they're fixing him up, where the guy's fixing him up. There's a certain point where okay, stash house, cash factory. Okay, so that's done. Where the guy that's fixing him, he covers up that part. He repaints that. Okay, so what are we gonna do now? What was it that we wanted to do? Okay, so next thing. Okay, well, let's go over here. Let's go and do this. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna go in and just like take them, like see how much money has been taken, or see how much more money we need, and then we're gonna ragdoll. If I can speak, that would be great. I'm gonna go see how. We're gonna go and get this money over here. Then we're gonna go on our way over to the nightclub. We're going to check to see how much money is there, and if it's filled up, then we will. Then we are going to go and take the money. We're going to go and do what's it called? We're gonna go and make it popular again. And with that popularity, it should be enough to get us all the way until like until like next payday. It should fill up then by then. Okay, usually just comes up like. Oh wait, hold on. Pistol. We want to use pistol. Okay. Yeah. And then Martin. Okay, so it's that guy. Okay, so from what I remember, if he's not over here, he's going to be over here.
You wanna play with me? Cocksucker. You messed with the wrong man! Moron! Ass! You're gonna die, bitch! We're receiving fire! What a pansy!
Okay, here we go. We got him. Alright, now we just need to leave the area and get all the way over to. Okay. Let's get over to the nightclub. $30,000. Yeah. No, wait, no, you can fix this. Okay, well, we're gonna go now. Here's the thing, originally I was gonna play some Project Zomboid, but then it was like, nah, I'll do that tonight. if I feel like doing it tonight. I'm gonna talk to Mike and say, hey, there's a good chance that we're gonna be playing Enlisted. Which, if you don't, which here's the thing. If you don't remember Enlisted, it was like, I believe it was either that or Satisfactory that I first played on my like first ever live stream that I did on my channel. And that like the first ever live stream that I played on here was with Mike. And that was back in. Actually, let's check that out. Hold on. Let me see something. I want to check something real quick. Well, it's taking forever. Okay, hold on. I don't remember that. That was probably back in like 2021, 2020, I believe. Okay, well, we'll check it later. We'll check it later. Please don't tell me that my internet went out. They can't get up that. Okay, we're gonna call it Morris Mutual. Morris Mutual. All our services are out right now.
Morse Mutual, how can I be of service?
We claim all. What else?
Okay.
What else died? What else died? Okay, well let's get while we've been doing this, it has been enough time for that that money to get back on. But I think we're playing on I think we're gonna be playing
You're through to your garage.
Enlisted.
You need me to bring you a ride?
And I'm gonna talk to Mike
coming
about it
at
because
you.
I'm pretty sure you can have more than 4 people there play. I'm pretty sure you can have more than 4 people with you in that game. No! Why all the way over there? There better be a car around here. Why does it gotta be all the way over there? Fine.
It's on now!
Okay, good, because I need a car. Anyway, so I'm just gonna talk to him and say, hey, look, I'm planning on playing Enlisted on Sunday. I think Matt's gonna join. I don't know if Merrick's gonna be able to join, so we might just be down to. I don't know if Glitch is gonna be able to join. He might. But here's the thing. I plan on playing it. Mike, please be there. I don't want this to happen again where you're like, oh, okay, well I was on my way, but
It's over! Good motherfucker!
I don't want this to happen again where like with Marvel Rivals, and I know it's not going to be Marvel Rivals anymore because well we got a new fixation. He's got a new fixation, which is a World War I game, and it's a lot like Foxhole. It's all like Foxhole, except you can play it in first person. And I know that it's a new fixation for him because the Super Mario movie came out on April 1st. However, I would not trust that it did because, well, it's April. Because April 1st being April Fool's Day, and I hate April Fool's Day because I've been burned too many times. And so we went there, and this was his plan, by the way. I want to be very clear. This was his plan that he made, and he was talking about it for months on end. And I'm like, okay, I will. And like how we normally do this, whenever we go and see a movie, I go and pick him up. And I even text him that day, like in the morning. I'm like, okay, that's today, right? At 7. He texts me back an hour later. Oh yes, at 7. And I'm like, okay, got it. Then after church, I go to an Easter potluck that the church is hosting. And then after that, I go and I text him, hey, I'm going to pick you up at 6:30 because it's at 7. And he's like, and he doesn't answer. 6 o'clock comes around, and I'm like, okay, I better start heading out right now so I can get there at 6:30 because I gotta go get some like gas first. Oh, no wonder. We need popularity. We need that popularity. So we're gonna do like one right now. And how much would it cost to sell goods? 2 million. 2 million. All of that would cost $2,093,500. Yes, please. Oh no, wait. Wait, hold on. Sell goods. No, yeah. 2 million. Okay, you guys can't see because my face cam, but still. Wow. Okay. Wow. I was not really expecting it to be 2 million. But, okay. That's a lot more than last time. I did this. I guess that it's because I got the upgrades and therefore like now. Oh wait, no wait. I need to do the club management. Nightclub management. We'll be going for 23 minutes. I'm gonna promote the club. Okay.
Okay, let's try and get the buzz back in this place. You know, my mama always said, want to catch some flies? You need a pile of shit. Collect some pieces of shit rich folks for us, bring them to the club, and all the flies will follow.
Alright. So, anyway, like, as I was saying, this was his idea. Okay, I'm guessing that I need to... Okay. Anyway, like, this was his idea. I text him, hey, okay, I'm on my way. I'm gonna come pick you up. I text him outside when I'm outside the gas station because I'm getting some gas, and I don't get a response. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I get to his house. I text him, hey, I'm here. I don't get a response. I ring the doorbell. His dad answers. And I'm like, hey, is Mike here? And he's like, yeah. And he goes and talks to Mike, and it takes a couple of knocks, and I'm like, what's going on? Turns out that that game that he sent us, where he's like, hey, we should play this game. Honestly, he was playing it. He was playing it, and he was super fixated on it to the point where he didn't even notice that it was already time. And I was like, oh no. Like, look, I was completely fine with it because he was still like, okay, yeah, let me just get dressed. And I'm like, what do you mean, get dressed? Were you not already dressed for what we're about to go? And so he goes, gets everything, and the only thing he needs to really do is just get his shoes. But that was it. But then when like and he apologized to me, and I was like, okay, yeah. Look, I don't. And here's the thing, I'm not mad about the fact that he was distracted and that he wasn't that we could have been late to go and see the movie. I'm not mad about that. What I'm worried about, and I'm not mad about it either, but what I'm worried about is the fact that this is going to turn into another hyperfixation where he's going to constantly be telling us, hey, where he's been constantly even be like, okay, guys, we're going to go and do this thing. He's like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. But then he ends up not doing it because he found some other guys that he's going to be playing with. And then he's just going to, like, last minute be like, hey, guys, change the plans. The guy, turns out that the guys want to get on right now. Which, it's like, you made plans with other people. You've made plans with other people, and then last minute are like, hey, some other friends came up. You don't do that. You don't make plans with people, and then last minute are like, hey, yeah, by the way, another friend came in and they want to do this. It's like, no, you made plans. That's what I normally do. That's what I've been doing. And so I'm worried that this is going to be another one of those things where like he's going to be like he's going to constantly be telling us, hey, we should play this game. It's a really fun game. And then we're going to be like, okay, and then one day we actually do play it. One day we actually do play it, because this, and you guys witnessed this on stream. He's been, here's the thing, like, with Marvel Rivals, he was always like, hey guys, we should play Marvel Rivals. And we're playing Marvel, and he's playing Marvel Rivals all the time. And so finally, one day we're like, okay, yeah, let's join you on Marvel Rivals. And 95% of the time he's not there because he's playing with the other friends. Like, you have been telling us that we should be playing this over and over again. I even told you at work that we're going to be playing this game. And you're like, yes, and you were excited about it. And then when we finally play it, 95% of the time you're not there because you're with the other friend, because you're with your Marvel Rival friends. Like, why? Like, why? Like, you've been, you're not pestering. You've been asking us to play this game with you for a long time, and then when we actually get on, you're nowhere to be found. I feel like Mike and I have been growing distant. We knew each other back in high school. And we were like best friends. We've known each other for a long time. I've known him since like junior year of high school. I've known him since junior year of high school. And well, and he and I used to talk like all the time. We'd still we would get on our phones, but whenever we talked with each other, we would put down our phone. But I feel like we've been growing distant because one, his hyperfixation on different games, and two, anytime I'm at work with him, like, okay, we're talking. But then after work, when it's like, hey, you want to go to the bar? Like, what? Okay, we go to the bar.
All right, well, let's see if they make the difference. They're not celebrities, but no celebrity wants to be seen here at the moment.
But, like, anytime, like, we go to the bar, and it's like, okay, yeah, we go to the bar. Or, or we go out to, like, Whataburger. What the fuck? Wait, it's not even Halloween. Okay. Okay. But like whenever like we're on our I drive him home, okay? I drive him home. But whenever I drive him home, he like I'm talking to him while we're in the car and he just has his phone out and half the time he doesn't respond and the other time and then the other half of the time the other half when he does respond it's usually like yeah, uh-huh. All of that. And I'm like look, you've been my friend for a long time, but I'm trying to talk to you, and you're just distant. Like, why are you so distant? Why are you so distant when we're talking now? Like that's like I'm scared that like I'm kind of scared that we're like falling apart. Now keep in mind I'm not gonna like try and hold on to like something that like what's oh no you better not be that far please where are you hold on where did what okay you're right there oh wait no okay like I'm not gonna try and like hold on to something that like that, like a friendship that we had back in high school and try and keep that going. Because if we want to move on with our lives, then okay. Then fine. It's just the fact that, like, we're talking. And it feels like that, like, and here's the thing, he's the reason that Matt, Merrick, and I are we got together in the first place. Glitch I know through Matt. Bloop and I also know through Matt. Most of like the guys that I play with on Matt's side, I know because of Matt. Merrick I know because of Mike. Have I been saying Matt or Mike this entire time? But like okay, like I know because of Matt. But the thing is like, it's like, okay, cool. I'm meeting new people. That's great. Just now, it just feels like the guy that I knew from high school, the one I shared the most memories with, is like if he wants to move on, then fine, then fine, and we can do that. I don't know why I said fine. I guess if I was mad. But let me just let me call up Tony. Like this game was the game. Like the only reason why I'm playing this game is because well it's more like pastime. This game is more of a pastime. Not really trying to like keep up a bunch of memories. Okay, yeah. Like this is a game that most of them just probably gonna come back to.
Hello.
Wait. Oh, I'm gonna wait this out. But it's like he's the reason we all got together. He's the reason why I now know all the people that I now know. Because if it wasn't for him, I would have never met Merrick. I would have never met Neon, who has been on this channel before, be it like not that many times, very few times. But
No problem. Let me see
if it wasn't for Mike, I would have never met Matt. If I never met Matt, I would have never met Bloopin, Duggo, Glitch, and Lemon, who has been on here before.
All right. right, 3 long decades in this business, and one thing is still true. Nightclubs run
Zim.
on booze. And no matter how much we charge, the cheaper we can get it, the better. Bring in the shipment of champagne I've located, and I'll make sure we've got people here to drink it.
Derpinator, Luna, all of that. Like, if I never met Matt, I would have never met Bloopin. And Bloopin has brought in, like, some people that I now know. Well, granted, I'm not really, like, in too much of the social circle yet, but still. Wait, hold on. Where is it? Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I can get there on track. I can get there on the track. But, like, I'm just trying to figure out why it is that the guy who is the reason why I now know all these people, like, is now, like, going away. They're becoming distant. But maybe God is, like, taking him out of my life because, like, he's not going to lead me towards him. I'm trying to lead him towards God. But it doesn't seem like that's working too much. Keep in mind, whenever I try to, like, be like, hey, you should try this, I'm not trying to, like, force anyone to. I'm like, whenever I'm like, hey, you should try reading the Bible, or you should try going to church. I'm not trying to force anybody to do it. I'm not trying to force anyone into doing it. I'm just suggesting it because I don't want to, like, force people to do it. Okay? Which is what a lot of people completely think that Christians are doing. It's like, no, I'm not trying to do that, okay? I'm not trying to like force you into doing anything. If you don't want to do it, then okay. But all right, that's the entire thing. Maybe that's the reason. I've even taken up a job over at like a new place that might pay me more, and plus I really like what it's a category that I actually like. So I'm probably gonna like being over there. I get to work a cash register again, which is something I was good at back when I worked at Village Inn. I was good at working the cash register. I liked doing it. That one was like less stressful than doing dishes. So yeah. I do want to get the I do need to go to take the conceal and carry class again. It's not a requirement to work there, but it is recommended, and like I want to do that. But however, I'm probably gonna have to wait until like next payday because my bank account cannot handle it right now. Or at least I don't think it can. So I'm probably gonna take it in May. Castings. Let's hope that people don't come to me. Your truck, good. You're carrying fragile cargo, so they may. So make it back here faster. You can, but without causing too much damage to the bottles. TXX. I don't know what that means, but okay. So yeah, I'm trying to get the. I'm just waiting for that job ends. The guy that works over there, he's in my Bible study group, and I didn't even talk to him about it. And he brought something to my attention that I didn't realize that I was doing, because he follows me on Instagram, and all of the shorts that I make, I put on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, which I'll get to that TikTok thing later because I actually have something to kind of bone and pick with it. But I made a clip of when I was playing what's it called Lethal Company with Bloopin and his friends, and I didn't realize. And the thing is, like, I need something to fidget with, and the only thing I have to fidget with right now is my butterfly knife, or literally anything that's dangerous on me. One of them was my 9mm. Wasn't loaded at the time. One of my dogs just barked, and I just thought that it was somebody yelling. No. And what I didn't realize is that I was kind of playing with it a bit, and I just kind of like did my normal thing where I just like do like the press check, just like that over and over again. And what I didn't realize is that I kind of just was holding it like this, or I was just like fidgeting with it. And the guy that's in my Bible study group that works over there, he saw that, and he was like, "Hey, you might want to take a look at that," because I kind of got worried, because I was like, "Oh shit, you shouldn't be doing that." And I was like, "What?" And I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention to that." So I ended up having to delete that. So well, I think it's deleted off of everywhere except TikTok, which I'm gonna have to do. Anyway, back to my what grinds my gears about TikTok. I want to state something, TikTok. Why? Like, the only other thing that makes it hard to the only thing that should make it hard to log into is your Google account on email. Even then, that shouldn't be too hard. However, TikTok. And I just want to state, yes, I am on TikTok. Yes, I'm on TikTok. Yes, I am on TikTok. However, I don't really post much on it. Really, the only thing I post on there is just like the clips from from Twitch. And that's the only thing I really post on there. And so I was like, okay, I have another clip today of which I need to post. Guess what? Guess what, TikTok? You made it really hard for me to do that, because it was like, okay, you need to sign in using a code that we sent to your email. Okay, got it. Let me put in my email. Okay, we sent it to your email. Okay, I put the code in. Sorry, but that code is not correct. What do you mean it's not correct? I'm looking at it right now. The one that you sent me, versus the one that I put in, and it's number per number, or it's number for number. Like there is no like difference in here. That is exactly what has been put in. Sorry, but we cannot do that. And I'm like, okay, send it again. I sent it and it sent it again, and it was like, okay, we like you now. And it's like, why? There we go. Okay. Okay. So, why do like, I get that they don't want anyone hacking in there, but why do they make it so hard to sign into your Google account or to any account? It's always like, hey, okay, well, you must do this. Okay, put that. Okay, I do that. Yeah, no. Prove to us that you're not a bot. Okay, done. No. Give us your social security number. Your Google, you already got that. We need it again. No, you do not. At this point, I don't think that they're trying to deter. I don't think that Google is trying to deter hackers from hacking into your account. I think they're the ones who are trying to hack into your account at this point. That's my conspiracy theory. That is my conspiracy theory. That Google is not trying to stop people from hacking into your account. They're trying to hack your account, but make it seem like no, they're trying to stop people from hacking your account. How long are we going? 45 minutes. Okay, I think we can go one more. We can go one more, and then we're gonna. We're gonna go and check to see how much what's it called? Ranked up to Kingpin, yay.
Fantastic. Champagne is gonna flow tonight. Hey, I know it's tacky, but I'm the king of tack. I'm Gay Tony, for God's sake. Tony Prince. That's me.
Gay Tony. There you go. That's his name. I've mentioned this before. And I'm gonna mention it again. Somebody got mad at me when I referred to Tony as Gay Tony. Because it's, quote, derogatory. But that's literally his name. He even just he even refers to himself as Gay Tony. He literally refers to himself as Gay Tony. Why does this feel like that this place used to be a prison? What's this? Somebody had too much fun? Nah. Alright, there we go. That's okay, so that's gonna be it for now. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out like why Google was like that.
Hello? Oh, what's up, Xavier? No, the 1970s light fixtures from Crappia.
Sometimes I like listening to what the what's it called, the NPCs are saying, because sometimes they bring up like they're programmed to say certain things, and like some of the conversations that they have are really dumb. And sometimes that will spark an idea in my head of what to talk to. Actually, that reminds me of like an assignment that I did earlier yesterday, or 2 nights ago, and then submitted halfway through class yesterday after it was already supposed to be submitted. Okay, so to link what I was just saying to this, sometimes what the NPCs will say will spark something in my head that's completely different than what they were saying, not even related at all. Well, because my brain will be like, oh, they said this. That kind of reminds me of this. But then which reminds me of this, which reminds me of that. And then I end up like thinking, okay, then this, and this. And it ends up being something. No way, I don't want to call it my mechanic. And it ends up being something that's like completely unrelated to what was then said.
Tony Prince.
All right. Well, we're waiting the entire like 2 minutes. But okay, so how this correlates to this is that the last assignment that I did for one of my classes, what happened was.
Come on. You know I hate the sound of no one talking. Suit yourself.
What happened was that, like, we were supposed to come up with like different like ideas for like how to for like a video to advertise something on. You had to advertise a certain like brand or company that already exists or that you have made up. And I was with my mom, and I was like, okay, what ideas? The only thing that annoyed me about this is that we already finished the ideas, and the next day she was like, oh, what if we did this? What if we did that? It's like, we already did that. We're already done. All I need to do is just, because one of the requirements on there was was to come up with, like, show what inspired this idea. This is where the problem lied. I was able to come up with the name of what the advertisement was going to be, the description of it, the media type, but then I had to come up with what inspired it. And I could not, for the life of me, come up with anything that inspired it because... And then my mom was like, what about the memes that you showed me? And I'm like, those are not correlated at all to what happened. What happened was I saw that and I was like, huh, that reminds me of this. Which reminds me of this, which reminds me of this, which reminds me of this. And then that's really stupid. You know what else is stupid? This thing. And then that's what comes to mind. And I'm like, yes, exactly. That's exactly what does it. There's nothing really that like inspired half of the things there. So what did I do? Well, the next day, while I was in class, I looked up videos that would have that same exact correlation to it. And so I just put that as the inspiration.
What's up? Sure, I'll see if we need anything.
So that's what I ended up putting. Oh, this is like the first one I ever did. So my problem with coming up with different things is that someone will be like, "What inspired this?" And I'm like, I just thought about it. I literally just thought about it. And I came up like, am I that predictable that nothing, like, do people think that low of me to the point where they think that I cannot come up with stuff on my own? Like,
You need something, huh?
I'll come up
One of
with,
your
like,
rides?
the dumbest
Let me know.
thing ever.
I'll bring it to you.
I can come up with, like, the dumbest thing ever because something will just be like, huh, that's stupid. Some dumb thing will come up and it'll make me think of something stupid. There's one kid back in school who honestly thought that. Also. And I've mentioned this guy before on this channel. He just really annoyed me. I just need just this last one, and then we're gonna be done with the stream for today. It's currently 12:08 right now, but I do have another video which to edit, and then I'm gonna then we'll see what I need to do.
Getting to where the whole damn TV is fucking garbage. Whatever.
I can probably do my homework while I'm at school. I mean, while I'm at work.
Doc wants to put me on NIT.
I mean, I've done it before. Where it was like, come up with a persona for like the for like what what's it called for like what you think the customer would want. So I did that while I was at school, and I mean at work, And so, honestly, it was hurting my brain just to do that, because the reason why was because I based it on a character that I've already made for another class. But I was like, okay, how do I expand on this guy? Okay, he does this, that. Okay, education done. I already know about that. What does he currently do for a living? Okay, there we go. Done. Boom, bam, bam, bop, bada, bop, boop, pow. Done. But then there was like the, okay, well, how? Okay, so now you've done that. Okay, now you need to figure out the company that you are doing. And I was like, okay, I'm coming up with a random company. I'm gonna come up with a random company, yeah, for that. I made up my own company. I wanted to name it Panda Soap, but then I was like, nah, I'm just gonna make it sanitization, because unlike last time where I made him into a lumberjack, I made this character into like a paramedic. What inspired this guy? My dad. He was a paramedic for 40 years. There. So yeah, so yeah, I could probably do that. Anyway, topic that that is also completely unrelated, but I'm just gonna talk about it. Are one of the most annoying people in the world are people who are always, no matter what, trying to one-up you, no matter what, even if it's extremely stupid stuff, extremely stupid thing. Like for example, like I say that my dad was a paramedic for 40 years. All right. Some people will be like, "Oh, that's impressive. 40 years? That's dedication. That's dedication." But then there's gonna be like somebody that's like, "Well, I know somebody who was a paramedic for 80 years," and I'm like, "Cool, nice." But there was always, but everyone knows that one person who is like, "Oh yeah, well, I got in." Well, no matter what you say, they're like, "Well, I can do that better." Back in middle school, there was these two guys, and they would only like one up me on one thing specifically, and it wasn't really, I don't really remember what it was, but one of them I actually don't talk to much. Like sometimes I'll see him because he's going through college right now, and he's currently paying for it, and he works at McDonald's. So location's obstructed. What? Who's obstructing the location? Bump into you. Yeah, just have you move.
What? Far out.
There we go. There. Yes. Yes. Let me put this thing on this thing that was never really obstructed, but the game was like, yes, it is. I don't know why, but anyway, and he's a lot better now, and he's relatively a lot cooler than he was back in middle school. He wasn't like not cool back in middle school, but he was like one of the coolest guys I knew. But he's somehow gotten even cooler. But like the hobbies that he's picked up, plus his hobbies that he's picked up, plus what he's going to school for. I don't remember what he's going to school for, but I remember it was awesome. But like him and like one other guy, I don't know why, but like at one point I like this was like back in middle school. I was like maybe like 14. I was probably like 14 years old. Probably 13, 14 years old. One of the two. And at one point, sometimes when we went out to not bars, to restaurants, my mom would sometimes order some wine or margaritas, or margarita. And sometimes she would be like, yeah, you can have one. And so at one point I casually mentioned that at school, and they were like, you ever had 2 shots of rum or something like that? And I was like, no. To my memory, I was like, I don't think so. But that was like, he and like one other guy was like, I don't remember what the other guy's name was, but he kind of like got in on that, and they're like talking about how they've had rum, and I was like, cool.
Hey, man.
But anyway, but that was like a minor thing that happened. But like, remember like back to, but I remember like that was one of the reasons why I stopped playing a lot of games because my brother would do that a lot. Because it would be like, yeah, I found like for example, Pokemon Go. That was actually one of the reasons I stopped. And I can't bring myself to do it again because I'm like, I don't really have a lot of time to go like walk around, and the places that I do, I can't. Unable to maintain connection to Rockstar Game Services. Please try again. Yeah, I don't really care. We just.
The fly posters are everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we're gonna stop. Okay, well, this is it. But that was actually the reason why I stopped playing like Pokemon Go, because like anytime I'll be like, oh cool, I caught something. My brother would immediately ruin it for me by being like, oh yeah, well I caught like 50 of those. No, he didn't. But he wouldn't shut up about it, and I just didn't like that. Okay, hold on. Let me just expand the motorcycle business. No, I don't want it. So yeah, we're gonna end the episode here. I'll see you guys later. Actually, you know what? I think we were on Psalms 42 last time. So let's go to Psalms. Let's do that. That's 35. That's 39. 42. That's Job. One 42. Wait, I think I read 42, so I guess we're going with 43 now. Oh, Psalms 43. Vindicate me, O God, and plead my cause against an ungodly nation. Rescue me from deceitful and wicked men. You are God, my stronghold. Why have you rejected me? Why must I go about mourning, oppressed by the enemy? Send forth your light and your truth. Let them guide me. Let them bring me to your holy mountain, to the place where you dwell. Then will I go to the altar of God. To God, my joy and my delight. I will praise you with the harp, O God, my God. Why are you downcast, O my soul? Why so disturbed with me? You put your hope in God, for I will yet praise him, my Savior and my God. That is Psalms 43. Thank you guys for watching. That's going to be it. I'll see you guys later, and goodbye.